overland from Europe to South America. CO2 neutral and without the use of any plane. Footprintless, the video documentary about Cyril Eberhard's amazing backpacking trip. Stories from the Siberian winter, stunning high mountains, and out of the middle of Amazonas rainforest. This is Footprintless. In this episode, hitchhiking Russian winter roads. Winter roads are only existing in winter. In summer, there is only tundra and taiga. However, in winter, they are preparing some kind of slopes where car can pass. But winter roads are considered to be the most difficult and dangerous streets in the world. And of course, going to Russia, I wanted to see them. On winter roads there is no public transport, so the only thing you can do is hitchhiking. My trip started from St. Petersburg with a 48-hour train ride to Salekhard. For the very first part of my journey, my best friend Steffi was joining me. Together we hitchhiked the first winter road of my trip from Salekhard to Novi Urengoy. It's a winter road which starts at the Arctic Circle and leads 300 kilometers to the east. In summer, however, in this area you can only pass by plane. Now we are hitchhiking to Novi Urengoy, and it's about 250 kilometers. And we are in the middle of the wilderness. So we had one car, he brought us here in the middle of the nowhere, but it's a really nice landscape. And it's so amazing because now we can see the sun the first time since maybe 3 weeks. So I'm once again hitchhiking, so excited to see how it works, hitchhiking on a winter road at minus 30 degrees.
Вот это мост, его делают только зимой.
Ну почему есть мост? Потому что там есть лед, можно только дорого на лед.
Вот, ну по льду опасно вроде как, и вот делают мост. А
Но
летом,
если 3 метра лед, это не проблема, это не опасно.
Ну все равно, знаете, 3 метра он намерзает только среди зимы. А у нас холодно уже с октября месяца, и лед тонкий в октябре.
After Steffi had to go back home, I'm hitchhiking alone. Coming from Novi Urengoy, I had to take a second winter road from Nizhny Vartovsk to Tomsk, in my goal to head to the east.
Ясно, интересно. For these roads, maybe good.
From Tomsk, passing the lake of Baikal, I was several days in a train until reaching Yakutia. I'm now in Yakutsk, and I will start hitchhiking in a few minutes, and you can see the temperature at the moment minus 44 degrees. So I'm here now at the place where I will start hitchhiking. Здесь это река, да? Это река, там река лет. Да. Она широкая. Здесь нету река. From Yakutsk, I'm on my way to Oimjakon, the coldest village in the world. I was told that it's a village so remote that it's impossible to hitchhike there. However, as an experienced hitchhiker, I know that nothing is impossible and I give it a try. So at the moment, minus 48.5 degrees. So I'm just walking out of the hostel. It's minus 49 degrees now. And I have to walk a little bit to the main road where I will start hitchhiking. There is one village more and afterwards just taiga for maybe 400 kilometers. So the sun is now up. The funny spooky atmosphere here. So now I'm on the way to Ust-Mera.
Меня зовут Данил. Я работаю в РТРС, российская телерадиосеть. Мы ездим по республике Саха-Якутия и обслуживаем станции цифрового телевидения. Мы сейчас находимся в командировке, едем в Oimjakon и по пути встретили в поселке Хендега человека.
Спасибо. И в Oimjakon сейчас это холодно там?
Ну, не так, как было 2 недели назад, возможно, но все равно холодно, я думаю, для европейского человека, да, можно впечатлиться.
Сколько пил две недели назад?
Порядка минус 60.
Это не так...
Командировку съездил. Все, я вел.
А где тут Лабынкыр озеро?
We have to sleep in a small village about 2 hours before Oimjakon, and the next day we headed on. And then finally we reached Oimjakon. Сейчас я здесь, в Oimjakon, это минус 28 толко. Это жарко, мой костюм это открыт немного, не шапка. Но несколько дней назад был минус 62 здесь.
Да, минимальная фиксированная температура здесь это 71,2 градуса по Цельсию. Самое холодное обитаемое место на планете Земля. Oimjakon. Мы сейчас в Oimjakoне, в самом холодном месте на планете Земля. И зашли внутрь машины, чтобы согреться. Очень холодно. И в таких случаях помогает водка. Это национальный русский обогреватель. Да, и этот универсальный способ найти общий язык с людьми, потому что у нас страна многонациональная, много языков, которые, ну, люди могут не понимать друг друга, и водка это connection people. Это, да.
У нас есть новый друг из Oimjakon здесь. Oimjakon, да, сколько лет вы живете в Oimjakon уже? Сколько лет вы живете в Oimjakon?
Я уже здесь вот 58 лет я живу.
Но это сложно жизнь здесь или как жизнь здесь?
Здесь сложно или нет?
Нет, почему сложно?
Минус 60 вы можете провести на улице 2-3 часа, и для вас это не
ну,
страшно.
Конечно, Юка. Кто работает? Там кто?
Ist das туалет на улице? Если минус 60, вы тоже на улице на туалет, да?
Если минус 60, вы ходите в туалет на улицу.
Да ну, а где будем стрелять? В доме, что ли, будем? Зачем? Это уже постыдное дело, елки-палки.
Да.
Это вот самый старый мост.
Вау.
А там пиздец вообще. Я говорю, вот когда даже по весне приедем, если снег растает, надо будет сюда тоже приехать. Будем забирать не подрядчик. В любом случае.
I'm waiting for a car here in the tundra, but there is a small fuel station, so in worst case, if I can't find a car, I can sleep here. And yeah, here are already much less people driving, so I was staying like 3-4 hours now here at the crossing, and there were 2 or 3 cars, but they were already full. And so my hostel here is very basic. Outside it's maybe minus 35. As usual here, the toilet is outside. So good morning. I'm still here in my hostel, which is a little bit like a bivouac. It's really cold in here now. Yesterday it was hot in the evening, and my water in a thermos shell was frozen this morning.
So this is the truck which would take me, and you can see it's morning now. I spent the night here at this small place. И что у вас есть грузовик?
Грузовики мясо.
Мясо. Сколько мяса? Сколько тонн?
20 тонн. То есть не едем. Будем кормить, кто добывает много золота. Чтобы работали, чтобы сила была, мяса много есть надо.
Сколько дней вы уже на улице?
Неделя, 7 дней.
After Oimjakon, most people would turn around. But for me, it's not yet enough. I would like to see even extremer winter roads and totally isolated people. So I'm hitchhiking further towards the North Polar Sea. I'm on a very little fuel station. It's the last fuel station before the Simnik starts, and here is just basically nothing going on. I'm already waiting half an hour, and no car, not even one car came in my direction. I'm waiting maybe the whole day, maybe tomorrow too, I don't know.
Welcome.
Спасибо.
And then is for sure one of the most horrific rides I ever had. Squeezed in between people, no space in the car, and the smell of fuel, of leaking fuel canisters, so strong that I'm afraid of getting high. And that for whole 30 hours. However, a small compensation was for sure his Eveni relatives. Some reindeer nomads we met in the middle.
On strach. Na Simnik do Czerski.
Я встречал оленей.
Видишь, олени, вот.
Да.
По олени смотри.
Вы эвенки, да? Вы
Мы олени.
Eveni,
Олени.
Здесь я вместе с Eveni is Oljeni. So now we are already driving for 20 hours. It's amazing how bad the road is, because in these 20 hours we made just about 180 kilometers. Now to the next small village it's just a few kilometers, but the problem is that we are blocked here. We can't drive further. There is a river behind me and we can't cross the river now because there is water, and the water is quite deep, more than 1 meter I think. So we were sleeping in the car, and we were 6 people. There is basically no space for sleeping, so we are just sitting, and I couldn't really move my legs. It was a really uncomfortable night, and the most uncomfortable is the fuel. There is a huge smell of fuel because we have a lot of fuel canisters for reserve in the car. Two made it, and the third truck is also stuck in the ice now. 185 kilometers, and it will be soon, I think, 30 hours since we left. Finally, we crossed the river by foot. Hopefully, the ice won't break.
Pesca normalna.
Da. No, verteli odpil toliko šutka.
Da.
Aha. So I'm waiting here now that the street gets better. The street is not passable at the moment. It even got worse after we passed it. So that's where they take the water from to drink, and now I have to go to the toilet. And that's the toilet, so now I will go to the toilet. So that's the toilet. It's about minus 31 degrees and the dog is sleeping outside. This village is called Sasur and counts only 500 people. I got stuck here for a while, but people took very well care of me.
Oh!
So thanks to the help of the locals, I just got a truck to Sredokolumsk. I need to help a little bit here. And then we are on the way to Sredokolumsk, the most difficult and challenging road I've ever seen in my life. But at the same time it's also the most interesting road I've ever seen. However, it's not only pleasure, it's hard work. I have to help to put the chains on. I have to go out to crash the ice, to shovel the snow away when we get stuck. And we get stuck basically all the time. And the 4-night and 4-day drive is everything else than comfortable. Sleeping in a chair, sitting 4 nights in a row is not so easy, and during the day it's shaking so much, sleeping is impossible. And by the way, the truck driver didn't take a shower for the last week, because there was no option. As for me, it was actually even the same. But as he heated the truck up very hot, and in the night he was sleeping in underwear, it was a really bad smell inside the truck. Finally, we have to cross mountains, and after the pass it's going down so steep that they have their special technique to break the speed down.
Kamera luce. Kamera luce pe un telefon. So now it's about 1:30 in the night. We made 160 kilometers today and drove for 18 hours, so quite long.
After 2 nights and 2 days of pure tundra, we finally reached the first village, called Oimjakon. After a very short stop there, we go straight further for the next 2 days and 2 nights of pure tundra. And as we are driving on the world's most difficult road, my driver is watching a film, as I said, while driving.
Ну, пока не надо ничего, если что.
Не холодно? Нет. Ты не холодно?
Судьба артиста. А помнишь ли, товарищ, белый пароход? Как тихой райской ночью начнется. Россия спит, а
then finally, after 4 days and 4 nights, we reach Srednokolymsk. I am really exhausted. What an adventure it was. 4 days and 4 nights for just 600 kilometers. I have deep respect for the drivers and assistants who has to support this day and night, the whole winter long, every day. My window is broken, so there is just plastic. Outside it's maybe minus 30 degrees. So it's quite cold in here, that's why I'm sitting in my sleeping bag actually. The road to the north is closed to Chersky, it's not yet open, it wasn't cold enough, so the ice is not stable enough. People here are really amazing. Just before I met my neighbor, and he's really amazing. He invited me for breakfast, and then he suddenly brought me a bed, so now you can see. Now I have a bed. I could actually use his washing machine. I also don't have a shower here, but he has one, so I can use his shower. He invited me for lunch too. Something else I have to tell you. Look at the chair. I'm in an apartment, 30 years old only. You can see the condition of the apartment is already really bad. The permafrost here goes more and more down. And yeah, it's quite strange that the whole house is now already moved quite a lot, so that's why the chair here is like that. It's really funny. I'm actually 100 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle here. Now I have to tell you how amazing the people are here. My neighbor was a little bit concerned about the conditions where I have to live in, so he called some friends, and now I have a big, huge apartment just for me alone.
Нахер, целая что ли? Сколько раз ронял?
Наоборот.
Давай его возьму.
Давай разденусь, да? Звонит тебе.
Звонит. Это же так.
Якутский Кирилл,
швейцарский Кирилл.
Венский Кирилл. Швейцарский Кирилл.
Вот 2 Кирилла.
Сколько языков вы знаете?
4.
4?
Это...
Немецкий это мой родной язык, потом английский, французский и русский. Что пили это?
Хамус.
Хумус.
Хумус.
Это национальный якутский инструмент.
Да.
So I'm now on the way for searching water in the river, like most people here are doing, because the water of the tap is really bad. We can't drink it here. There is tap water and only hot water. That's also funny. There is no cold water here, just hot water coming out, and and the water is smelling a lot like sulfur. The color is a little bit brown. In some buildings it's even almost black water coming out of the tap. So what people actually do, they go to the river. There is a hole in the river, and like the locals I will search water in my cup. This is Srednokolymsk. The closest place I made it towards the North Polar Sea. It's just a few hundred kilometers left towards the North Polar Sea, but I'm running out of time with my visa, and at the same time I'm running out of energy in this very difficult, challenging and energy-consuming way of hitchhiking. So I finally decide to turn around. But it's an amazing city. A city where internet connection is only available over satellite, extremely slow and extremely expensive. A place where only hot water is available, so that the toilets get flushed with burning hot water. And if you want to take a shower, you have to fill some cups with water so that after a few hours the water is cold enough to take a shower. By the way, the water is coming out brown, in some houses even black.
В смысле вкус пива?
Вкус пива же?
Нет.
Да.
Нет.
Да.
Вкус вина.
Что мы готовим?
Не знаю.
Фондю.
Fondue.
Знаю.
Fondue импровизация.
Давайте наш мама сделаем.
Швейцарский фондue.
На полу, на полу.
Это вкусный?
Да. Очень вкусно.
Surprise!
And when it's time to leave Srednokolymsk, my new friends I got there are even making a gift for me. They are giving me a Russian watch because they realized that I'm not wearing a watch. So now I'm heading back to Tomot, to Vladivostok afterwards, and it's quite amazing. You can see the street is already asphalt. So it's a very warm day today, it's -25. It's the first time a little bit like spring for me.